Hey guys, Chris Cox here for another Kiss guitar lesson. This is actually lesson number 22. This is Heaven's on Fire from the Animalize album. So we'll start off with the intro riff, which is a G chord. This is where the verse would start. So you could play that a couple of ways. We could play that just traditional bar chords. Either way will be fine. I'll show you the bar chords first. So your first finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of the low E. Your ring finger or pinky finger, whichever you prefer, is going to be on the 5th fret of the A. And we're just doing a down, one down stroke, and then we're putting our palm back on the strings to silence the strings. So, and where the verse starts. Shift to D, which is going to be the 5th fret of the A, the 7th fret of the D string. So you notice when we start the verse, we're doing a so there's different down strums there. So 1 down strum, 2 down strums, then 1, 2. So there's 1 down strum, per chord. So when you're getting ready to shift from the G to the D, you're going, and then we're going back. Now we could also play that up here. That's just up to you, whichever you prefer. And I'm just basically fretting the 3rd fret of the low E, and I'm fretting the 3rd fret of the B string, which is a D note. I'm dampening the A string with my middle finger, and I'm playing the D and G string open. And that just goes from there to a D. But we're going to leave out the high E on this. So we got our open D string, first fingers on the 2nd fret of the G string, which is an A note, and then your 3rd finger, your ring finger, or your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, which is that D note again. So. Okay, so now we're going into the pre-chorus. So we've done the now we're going to switch to a C. So let's go over that part. So when we switch to the C, we're basically doing a traditional C major. I'm going to add this, this would be a F note on the 6th fret of the B. So we play the top part, which will be the 3rd fret of the A and the 5th fret of the D. So you can see I'm barring across the D string, G string, and B string with my 3rd finger. So I'm kind of flatten it out. That's a hard chord to grab. I have seen the band play it where they basically just grab the perfect 5th, which is just barring across the D and G string. Either one is fine to do. I think it sounds a little fuller by grabbing it like this. So I guess it just depends on whether you're going to be playing with 2 guitar players or not. So with Kiss, they could kind of get away with it. One guy can go high, one guy can go low, and then 2 guitars really thicken it up. So let's go over that one more time. So we go to, this is the pre-chorus, so we're C. So you see how I'm kind of grabbing that F note, and then back to the G, and then from there we do the. Now from there I'm just shifting down to the A sharp, which is going to be played on the C. Excuse me, 6th fret of the E string, 8th fret of the A string. So these are 5 chords, power chords, so G power chord, A sharp power chord, back and forth. Go back to the C. Play that same riff again. Now we're going to shift down to the D sharp. So again, we're playing that 5 chord, but this is going to be a D sharp 5 chord. So we're going to have our first finger on the 6th fret of the A, 8th fret of the D string, and again I'm barring across the D, G, and B strings, and then I'm grabbing the 9th fret, which is a G sharp note, I believe. So we got D sharp, then we're going to go to the F. Okay, so D sharp. When I go to the F, I'm doing the same thing that I've done up here at the C and the D sharp. I'm just moving it down to the F position, which is going to be 8th fret of the A string, 10th fret of the D string, and again it's 10th fret of the G string and B string because I'm flattening my 3rd finger across that, and then I'm grabbing this the B flat note, and we're still doing that little. So let's play that again slow. That's the pre-chorus. Now we get into the chorus. So a lot of these same chords. So if you notice that basically the riff there is pretty much playing along with the chorus. So the melody line and the riff go together. So all we have here is a G power chord to an A sharp. I'm grabbing it down here sometimes as well. You can grab it up here. I think it's a little easier during the chorus to grab it up here on the 1st fret of the A, 3rd fret of the D. So it's instead of. But you can play it that way. It won't be wrong if you do it that way. But I play like this. So we go 2 downstrokes in the G, A sharp, back to the G, A sharp, C. Then we're going C to A sharp, C, C, A sharp, G. Let's play that slow. Then we go into the second verse. And it repeats, it's just exactly like the first verse. So to the C. Okay, so and then in the middle of the bridge we have the Heaven's on Fire. So we've done this part. Now we're going to go to an F power chord. This is going to be on the 1st fret of the low E and 3rd fret of the A. And then we go back to that familiar C, which is going to be 3rd fret of the A, 5th fret of the D string. And then here's this really cool riff. So what we're doing there, we got our 1st finger on the 1st fret of the A string, we're pulling off. So I'm basically pulling down, and I'm grabbing the G note on the low E string, which is the 3rd fret. So it's pull down, open A, G, so it's A sharp, A, G. Back to the F, C, back to the F again, C, a little slow on that riff. C holds, then underneath the solo all that we're doing is holding a G chord. Then we get back into the C. And there's nothing at that point. It's just basically followed in a little along with the bass kick, a bass drum kicker. I just kick bass drum. Then we go back into the C, D sharp, F, and we're back into the chorus of Heaven's on Fire. Now, solo. So we're going to start that on the 8th fret of the high E string, so you can put your first finger there. You're going to grab the 10th fret on the B string and 10th fret on the G, and I'm going to play E, B, G, and I'm sliding down to the 12th fret, so I'm keeping this same position with my fingers. And when you slide down to the 12th, you're going to pick the B note on the 12th fret, and the what note is that? That is a D note on the high E. So let's play that slow again. And it just repeats. So once we play this part, I'm coming back up to the F note on the G string, which is the 10th fret. And then when I do that, I just basically, I don't even pick, I just slide. So let's get over that really slow again. Up to speed. Then from there, and we're back into the pre-chorus right before the chorus. That is Heaven's on Fire. So this is a great tune for beginner guitar players wanting to learn bar chords. Also, the solo is fairly simple to play as well, so there's not too many notes there, so it'd be a good beginner guitar player solo. Great song, killer groove on this song. Something I might recommend, because these little, those are kind of tough to play. So, you could, and if you're a beginning guitar player and you're just learning the power chords, you could just go, and D sharp, F, and then to there. And then work up to that. Or you could grab them like this, where you're playing the perfect fist, where you're barring across the 5th fret of the D and G. So when I first play that, I'm just playing that D and G string. And That's the 5th fret, and I'm going to shift down here to the 8th fret, playing the same thing. And that last one's at the 10th fret, so.